Welcome to Inspired by Design, the podcast where we explore the tools, stories, and insights to help you rediscover your authentic self and navigate life with less resistance. I'm Katie Rupert, a former hustle and grind overachiever on a thrilling and messy journey. I love to share what I'm learning and help others in self-discovery using human design. So, if you're seeking a way to move forward, let me be your weekly mindset coach and share stories to inspire you to action towards your unique purpose without the force or burnout.
If you stopped trying to impress, who would naturally emerge? All right. In this part 2 of a 3 podcast series where we're looking at how much are we carrying and is that load heavier than it needs to be? How do we lighten our load? Today, we're going to dive in and talk a little bit about how human design can help you step into the role that you were meant to play for your lifetime. So when my mentor and trainer was teaching me about the profile lines for human design, I remember she used this example of the profile being the role you were cast to play in your movie of your life. All right. And all different kinds of aspects in your chart are going to tell you like who's around you, what the scene is, but the actual role that you were cast in, you got that when you were born. This is your role. You get a conscious and an unconscious. And the example that she uses was about Tom Hanks in Forrest Gump. She said that's his role of a lifetime and no one else could be Forrest Gump. And we can't really envision anyone else playing that role. And I remember that making a lot of sense to me because when I think Forrest Gump, I see in my mind's eye Tom Hanks. Yeah. And I'm sure there's lots of other great examples of that. But the point is that we have this one life to step into our authentic self and be who we're meant to be. And yes, of course, that includes our type and how we use our energy and what drains us and what gives us life and vitality. Of course, that's making clear decisions so that we're not floundering or second guessing ourselves, right? Our power, our internal energy, like turning on. But this part about who we are, I love talking about the profile lines, especially because it's something that's been so near to my world. I always was drawn to the personality type tests and quizzes, and maybe you were too. And the thing that really sets human design apart is that it's not something that you figure out based on how you were raised or how you behave or what you think. It's really given to you. It's cast like, hey, here's your part. And you can take it or not. You don't have to step into that role. You can be the person who you've always been. And most of the time, you're going to find that it does align with things, how you behave as well. Like, you know, me as a 5'2", even if you don't know what that means, part of it is extroverted, introvert sort of person. It's I love to be around people, but I also love to be alone. And so am I an introvert or an extrovert? Like that confusion, human design helped me kind of suss that out and figure out what does that mean and what is the role of a 5'2". But what I have found in my experiment with stepping into the role, and I'm still doing it and unwinding the ways that I used to act and behave and think I was because of, a myriad of all these different things like, oh, I'm trying to be this part, but I didn't really have a definition of it. Now I have a definition and I get to choose. Do I like this or not? Do I want to try it on or not? And so I have been trying it on. And here's what I've learned. It's what it feels like to me is that life is a little simpler. There is some ease to surrendering to the role and just stepping into it. I'm not using it as, oh, that's not my role. I don't have to be that. I'm so 5 and I can't be friendly and social. Not at all. I am who I am. And when I am stepping into this role, it's the way that people are most attracted to me. it just feels like a dress that fits really well. It might be foreign. It might not be something that I did before, or I did, but so unconsciously that I thought it didn't fit. It's like, can I pull this off? I don't know. I was like looking outside of myself to be like, can I be like this? Can I say that? Can I really, for me, go hermit away or be alone and still be an extrovert? Like, is that counterintuitive? Does that mean that I'm not really who I say I am? But having these definitions and just experimenting with them like they are, you know, trying on a dress in a store, it just it takes the pressure off of being a certain way. There's interpretations, and there's this special art to me as a manifesting generator with sacral authority being a 5-2, as there would be any other type or authority being a 5-2 as well. So it just, life feels a little easier. It's like moving through water instead of quicksand, maybe. So I'll just go through the 6 lines as a breakdown of what profiles are. So we all get, there's 6 total profile lines, and they call them lines in human design. And there's an energy to each one of these lines. Now, a lot of us have all 6 somewhere in our chart, but the leading sun and earth, the leading 2, the strongest ones, are considered our profile, our personality, the role that we're here to play. And the ones, their purpose, investigate, to be the expert. The 2s, these are people who are natural talents that need to just let their light shine, own what they're good at, and dance like no one's watching. And also do it alone. 3s, they're here to learn by experimentation, trial and error, and really have that relationship with failure that's about learning, not failing. And just kind of, I mean, if you like the word failure and you're a 3, you need to change your perspective of it. Like, how fast can I fail so that I can learn? And 4s, these are people who are here to network and connect people and take opportunities as they come. They're the grassroots glue of the group kind of thing. A 5 is here to be a problem solver, and they give off savior energy, good or bad. 6s are here to be our role models and be able to watch and learn from their experience and their observational wisdom. So I'd love for you to ask, like, which one of these are you? If you're not sure, but just for my brief description there, maybe you can take a guess at what you think you are, and I'll be curious to find out if you are right or not. Because if I would have guessed what I was, I probably would have guessed 4, because I grew up just being part of groups and people. And so my experience was very much behaving like the definition of a 4. But because I don't get to choose it, and 4 is not what role I was cast, it's not that I'm bad at being a 4. It's that that's not my role of a lifetime. That's not the one that's going to bring ease and clarity and energy and make life like feel right. It's not my best role. It is a role. And so this alone, just the profile lines, made such an impact on me, both in the permission that I give and the validation from inside of me. I hear that a lot from people that do human design readings. I feel like I have permission to move forward with what I kind of already knew inside, but I didn't feel like I had the permission to like do it. Or validation, right? Like, I feel so validated. You're describing my whole life. And when I heard about the 5, there's something called a projection field of the 5, where people see you first, most likely, for how you can help them. And so I have this just aura about me, and people can see me and they first see what problems I'm solving and how I could help them. And maybe they're right and maybe they're wrong, but they see me as someone that could save them from this or that, or help them with that or this, And when I heard that and kind of learned a little bit deeper about what that looks like in real time, in real life with examples and stories, I had so many stories that were so aligned with the 5. And it gave me this validation that I didn't know I needed. And if you listen to I just kind of went into profiles early on in the podcast. And I told that story of how when I was younger, I took this personality test and I got the introvert and the extrovert. And someone just flippantly said, well, you must be crazy. You got to answer these questions honestly. And I thought that I had. And it was such a deeper comment that stuck with me until I learned about human design. So for me, it gave some freedom to know that not only am I that 5 that I identify with, but there's an unconscious part of me that does have natural talent and that really needs to be alone to develop that special, unique way and gift that I can bring into the world. So when I found that out, there's just this little piece inside of me. I didn't know that I could own both the problem solver that's out in front of everyone and the natural talent that is permitting away and restoring her soul by being alone and in doing things I love like no one's watching. It gave me a lot of freedom. And I am still unwinding what that looks like, but it's super fun. And it is also like why I'm decided to take this Lighten Your Load journey and pair it with the masterclass about stepping in the role of your lifetime. So if this is intriguing to you, if you love personality styles, if you are curious, if you've been living the role of one number and actually you have 2 different numbers, I would love to be the one that guides you through what that looks like, what that means. And there are 12 profiles. So it's 6 lines, but how they go together makes a difference too. So you could be, my role is the 5-2, but you could also be a 2-5, and those are different in the role that they're playing. So I can't wait to dive into all 12. And those of you that are going to be part of this masterclass of diving deep into the role you were meant to play. It is a free masterclass, by the way. I'm doing it for free, but you do need to register. So I know how many are coming and what your profile is, because I'll give a little more attention to the exact profiles that are in the class, even though I'll hit all 12. But if you register, I'll ask you for your birthday so I can run your chart and know who I'm speaking to. And we'll have a ton of fun with that too. It's going to be 90 minutes because I think we can get through the profiles in about an hour in that more in-depth way. But I really want those that come to this workshop to be able to walk away with like, now, okay, what do I do with this? How do I try on this role without it blowing up my life? How do I use my human design profile to lighten my load? And so we'll get started with that. And that's going to be on July 24th at 1:00. So hopefully you can take a quick webinar lunch with me that day. You'll want to register, and I'll have that link in the show notes as well. But can't wait to talk to you more about our profiles and find out which one you are. If you have questions, you can submit them on the Google form. And of course, we'll have a discussion about personalities in the Inspired by Design with Katie Rupert Facebook group this week. Okay, so come back next week and we'll wrap up this series on lightening your load. And until then, have a great one. Okay, bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Inspired by Design with Katie Rupert. If today's episode sparked something in you, I'd love to hear about it. Share your takeaways, subscribe, or even leave a review to help others find the show. For more tools and insights, visit my free Facebook group. And until next time, keep embracing exactly who you are and move forward one inspired action at a time.